25 miles per gallon for this big V8. I'll take it. Out of the box, these vehicles are already rated for 25 miles per gallon on the highway, so I did not go out there with the intent to challenge the standard or give you anything new or surprising. Here's the backstory. I had a trip out of town. I was making good time and I decided to just pull out the camera and record. I also decided, since I was in no hurry, that what I was going to do was just use eco mode because I find it very inconvenient to use eco mode in town. Test it out. I figured it's a feature that you see up to the newest model, so obviously it's got some validity or some use, and I got to test it out. Maybe next time I'll get to try this at different speed, different mode, or same speed, different mode on the selector, but this is what you got. A compilation of clips into this video, and I hope it makes sense. You'll notice that since the last time we recorded a video, we've had a warning come up there. That is a low fuel warning, and let me try to show that. Actually, I can do it from here. Hold down. Info. Well, keep your eyes on the road. Use your peripheral vision to see what's going on. Fuel economy. 40 miles to empty DTE. And this is just perfect because it's been it's been about 8 hours on the road, give or take, and that means I filled it up about 439 miles ago at this very gas station over here. So going back into the same gas station, ideally the same pump. Oh no, someone's there, so maybe it can't really. Oh, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Same gas station, same pump. Dude's gonna wonder what I'm doing. Same pump speed, and fill it up again. And the way I calculate my fuel consumption or my fuel economy is, well, first off, I usually do my best to not run my tank this low, but you know, been on the road and I did what I could about it. This is Illinois, so gas is much higher than Missouri. I wasn't going to try to squeeze a trip out of this. But, so I note down that I've done 439 miles. Exactly. That's really good. And I fill it up and basically calculate how many gallons it took to do that. So, for example, the last time I did it, it was just today, by the way. And this is what I got for calculation. I just usually truncate the numbers into 3 decimal places, how much it cost me, and I also note down the octane of the gas that I used. So in this case, what I'm going to do is this. I do trend these numbers, but usually I like to have them written so that the numbers are front and center of what we're doing. You can see, you know, if things are going well. It's been mostly highway. 439. And I can tell it says 41 miles. This is just my formula. You don't really have to do that. But 41, distance to empty. Right here, I'm going to show the sum, how much I used. And I know this is a Moto Mart, Illinois. It's going to be 93. And MPG is going to be calculated here. So, distance to empty, how many gallons, how many miles covered, how many gallons consumed to fill it up, DTE, approximately, then what it tells you after filling it up. So we'll come back here to play with these numbers, but for right now, 439 it is. So I'll go in there and refill it. Oh, yeah, the other thing I need to do is write the mileage, of course, 85 to 37. Yeah, it's doing a lot, but I do take my car ownership kind of seriously, if you haven't noticed that. So here, the 3 speeds. 1. Didn't even click. 1, 2, 3. I just use a second speed. In different pumps it goes faster than others, but here it's not too bad. So let it fill up. As I said, filling it up the same way I did it last time. And what I was trying to show here was this. these cars, for the V8s, premium only, please don't even play games with it. Oh, nice timing. I knew it was about to click. And don't be like one of those people that tops up your engine, tops up your fuel when you're fueling. I just let it sit there for like 5 seconds, then remove it. No drips. Yes, always. All right, we are back in the car. Start the car. Nice start. Yeah, I know I've got a warning for my key fob battery, which I will replace. Don't worry about it. So now that we know what we have here, 439, and it consumed 17.089. 439 miles of mixed, well, let's just call it highway driving, because yes, there was construction and stuff, but 8 hours, that many miles. It was an average of between 60 and 80 miles an hour generally, and what I got was 25.689 miles per gallon. Pretty good for what it is, and that was driving in eco mode, so that gives you an idea as to what your car could perform for you. I honestly believe if you drove it at a lower speed, you'll get better mileage, but 25 miles per gallon for this big V8, I'll take it. I'll take it. So I guess this is it. Once I've gotten all these details, typically what I do is write down how much I spent. It doesn't really matter. It's more of a tracking thing, just a metrics thing. And I come back here and erase that. Erase the mileage thing. Okay, here you go. It's a trip reset. Goes back to 0. You notice that? And sometimes I forget to do that. I do that human thing, forgetfulness, right? If I haven't noted it down, I still have the mileage here or here. So I still have the next mileage, this number right here. I still have it for calculation, whether I clear that or not. That just makes it easier for me to look at and to compare with the tank. And so you'll notice that when you fill it up, it goes way above the full mark. But I think we're doing well. What disappoints me is this info, fuel economy, 19.5. It's been stuck on there for a really long time. What I could do is reset the fuel economy, but I don't think it'd be that accurate, because for the most part, these are the mileages I get. I mean, there's a little bit of a speed thing that happens here. Wow, okay, I guess I didn't calculate it here, but I can ride it, not a problem. Yeah, so for the most part, 19.5 miles per gallon is very accurate. It is mostly a weekend car, and it does quite some serious sprints. Yeah, I drive it. I don't abuse it by any means, but I drive it to enjoy it, if you catch my drift. All right, so with that, and here it is. Here's a prediction. This is the number I usually use. 455 is what I write here. It says what that tells us is, based on the way you've been driving and your recent behavior, we estimate that the full tank you've just put in there is going to last you 455 miles. In reality, it rarely ever does. Usually we get about, as I said, 3. I don't know. As I said, don't really look at it too strictly. I hope this is enough. I might move these clips around and such that this video that I recorded at the very end, throw it in the beginning, just so that I don't waste people's time. People who want to get just the numbers, get the numbers and run off. But this is my method, basically. It's probably not the most accurate, but it is consistent and very repeatable. So I think I got the precision. It is just a matter of, I don't really know what my fuel economy, some people tell you that, well, I get 20 miles to a tank, well, let's say 200 miles to half a tank. That really doesn't tell you much. The only way to really know is fill it up all the way, without topping it off. And once the pump clicks, stop, calculate how many miles you covered since the last time you filled it the same way, right? Versus how many gallons it took to fill it up, right? I hope that makes sense, right? That's the fuel consumption. What did you consume? How much fuel do you consume for how many miles traveled? And that is the way I do it. And these are the numbers I get. So yeah, if you drove very slowly, like I did, very conservatively, like you'll see in the clip, this is what you could get from your V8. All right. Again, that's me clocking 80 miles an hour every once in a while, goofing around a little bit, but for the majority of the time being in eco mode. It was cool of an experiment, but no, I'm not staying in eco mode at all. I'm done with it. All right, goodbye, y'all. Good luck. You might be wondering, why no more eco mode? Well, look at these clips over here to see my experience with eco mode. It does what it's supposed to do, but no, not for me. We ran into work zones, so as much as I set my speed to 80, I was actually going about 60. Well, depends on whatever the guy in front of me decides to do. So there's scenario 1, and see what happens. Cancel cruise. See, the eco light comes on. Alright, so this is the craziest thing about cruise, eco cruise. So if I set cruise back on, the eco light disappears. Let's see how long it takes to accelerate. Look at that. It's going to take its sweet time. You notice it still hasn't hit 70 yet. Alright, so I'll cancel it by tapping the brake. It's an eco. If I hit the gas a little too aggressively, it's gonna flash, let I'm doing it okay. A little too aggressively, orange. Notice that? Well, okay, I'm gonna do an experiment. Get behind these cars, do whatever speed they're doing. Okay, well, he turned away, so follow the truck. Doing about 70, 65. Okay, here's the experiment. I'm gonna turn this dial into standard mode. Watch what happens there. Standard. Alright, so this time, what I'm gonna do is see how fast I can get from 60 to 65 to 80. Jump to the side. Okay, let go of the gas, just watch. It feels much faster, honestly. Maybe to make it even, I'll just go all the way to... slow down all the way to 60. So it's, you know, it's an apples to apples comparison. Come on, drop. Car coasts pretty well. Alright, so we're doing 60, about 60 right now. Back to cruise. Let's see how long it takes to get to 80 this time. Under standard mode. Seems like it did it pretty fast, no? We're already at 70. And I'll probably put a clock just to time it. Seems fast, honestly. So, what I'm gonna do is, while that's going on, turn the dial again back to eco, like this. This is what happens on the screen. Eco. And we're going to do the experiment again. Alright. Get down to 60. There you go, we're holding it at 60. Cruise. We're going downhill, but still hasn't picked up.